there's two factors I've always seen that derail a young athlete or a young professional's career. Number one is their self-doubt, right? Their inability to believe in themselves. And interestingly enough, number two is the people that they have surrounded themselves with that become distractions that take them away from their goals. Over and over and over again, they fall into the wrong crowd, they get with the wrong partner.
The wrong advice.
Yes.
So how do we make sure that we get out of that when we're such social creatures that we don't want to hurt people's feelings, that it's hard to go meet new people. You know, this is your comfort zone. These are your boys from the past. Like, they've been with you. How do we get out of that and say, hey guys, like, I'm going to do this thing over here instead?
Oh, I wish I could give you the gospel on that, because that is harder to do than what I'm going to say. But here's where I always believe, and every time I have not done this, I have faltered. We all have that little tiny voice in our head. Whenever I don't listen to that little tiny voice in my head, I falter. And to me, that tiny little voice is, I don't know, I'm gonna now use some voodoo language. You know, you got your head voice and you got your heart voice. Whenever I make a decision purely logically, I always am bitter, right? If I buy the cheap car instead of the one I want, if I do like the practical decision instead of the emotional one, I'm always bitter. And then you got this little heart that's sitting there, that little self-conscious piece that's telling you when you're going south. I don't know if it's your crap detector or your holy smoke detector. There's no science behind this, but any time I don't listen to that voice, when I fall off my values and my principles, I go south. And it's cost me money, it's cost me friendships, it's cost me opportunities.
How do you determine what your values and principles are when you're not sure?
It's a good question. I'm gonna walk you through a little exercise.
Yes.
I call it my purpose exercise. In the last 18 months, what's the most important decision you've made? I'll do mine, right? And we'll share it for 30 seconds. In the last 18 months, I gotta be careful with this one, but I've made a decision to take the vice president's job at Dalhousie University. I was the king of my fiefdom. I had all the freedom, all the things I want, and I made a decision to take that job.
A decision I made was to get into a relationship. Yeah, a new relationship. 18 months.
You got now 7 words, only 7, to tell me why you made that decision. And so I could be nice and fluffy. It was time for a new challenge, 7 words. I could say, I had outgrown the job. I was bored, whatever it is, but 7 words.
She made me a better version of myself.
Ooh, nicely done.
I don't know if that was 7, but.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Why her? So for me, why this job? The one word, and it's got to be a value, the challenge.
One word?
Yeah.
Why her? Vision. 5 years ago, I had done a guided visualization of the dream person I wanted to be with.
Yeah.
And she was the image of that.
So now we've just found 2 values, right? For one of my values is challenge. One of your values is growth, vision, whatever that word is. You saw it. And so when you start asking yourselves these questions, what's the most important decision you made in work? What's the most important decision you've made in your family? What's the most important decision you did for yourself? What's the most important decision you make when taking on a conflict? That's the exercise I do to help me find my North Stars.
Interesting.
And whenever those things are in alignment, happiness, confidence, success, performance goes up. When they're not, sick days go up, disease goes up, conflict arises.
More choices, yeah.
Right? And so those are the things you need to think about. Now, that's the exercise I use, but I find it very, very helpful.